All right, everyone, we're going to get started. So if you didn't get the handouts up front, make sure you grab some on your way out, or for the exercise, we can bring them around when we actually get into that because you'll need it. But my name's Tony Phelan. I probably know some of you already, but I'm the Associate Director and Career Coach for Daniel's Undergraduate Career Services. And then I have a couple other people I want to introduce you to. Right down in front here, Angie Jimenez is another one of our career advisors. So she's another person to get to know. And then our GA for this class is Greg Michalowski. He is going to be your go-to person for questions and grading and things like that if I'm not answering your emails or if I'm not available for appointments. So these guys can help you out at any point with things for this class or career stuff in general. All right, so we are just going to dive right into outline and expectations today. I'm going to try most of the class periods not to talk at you too much like I'm doing today, but we just got to get through this stuff just so you understand kind of the flow of the class and what's expected. All right, so purpose of this class. This is kind of a big, long, complicated description. That's a lot of words. I'm not going to read it to you. I want to demonstrate to you a little bit more with an exercise what the purpose of this class is rather than just tell you. So you all have a Mad Libs exercise, and if you don't, raise your hand, we'll bring you one. Go ahead and fill that out. Just take a few minutes, and then we'll move on to the next part of the exercise in a second. But to fill that out for now, and then I'll tell you what to do next. Okay. So I'm going to tell you what we're doing before you move, but I'm going to have you stand up in a second and turn to someone around you and read them your Mad Lib, and then switch. They can read you theirs. Find one thing, or maybe more than one thing, that you have in common with them, some type of theme amongst your answers or something along those lines. And then after you do that with one person, go across the aisle, move around a little bit, turn to someone else and read them your Mad Lib, and just keep repeating that until I call time. Just thinking about themes in your answers as we do that. Okay, stand on up, go. All right, let's come on back to your seats. We'll bring it back in. And I failed to mention this at the beginning of class, but if you have your laptop or phones out or anything, I'm going to ask that you put that away now. We're going to have a no technology policy in this class unless I specifically say to take it out. So, okay, so I would love to hear what you guys talked about. Would anyone like to volunteer? If no one volunteers, I'm just going to ask people. But anyone want to be brave? Yes. What themes did you find? Awesome. Okay, so both interested in the finance field, the finance industry, and then focusing on a good GPA because that can be important, especially in finance. Thank you. What else? Yes. Worried about money? Yeah. So worried about money in the present and then probably in the future too. Finding a good job, worried about salaries, that kind of thing. Okay. Let's do one more. Yes. So what you're going to do after undergrad. Yep. So that can be a really daunting question and a really daunting thing to think about sometimes. So thank you all for participating and for sharing your answers. I'm glad that you found some commonalities. And so that's one thing that I wanted to demonstrate is everyone in here has similar goals, similar worries, similar anxieties. And so that's why we've created this class, because we want to help you guys through that stuff. So the purpose of this class, in a little bit more concise way than that first paragraph, we are here to prepare you for the current job and internship process. So that process is changing rapidly with technology, but we are going to teach you what's important today for you all to know going out into the world of work. It's here to allow you to reflect on your own intended career path. So one of the themes that I kind of heard is to kind of figure out, okay, what is my path after school and why am I really here? What am I going to use this degree for? To connect you with a few helpful employers. So I'm going to be bringing in employers for most of our sessions. And so not only is that a good time for you to hear from them and really hear it straight from the source, but it's also a chance for you to meet them and network with them. And we've got some repeated from last year, but a lot of them are new. So that'll be good for anyone who's been in the class before or a similar class. And then it's here to help you in your lifelong process of following your true north. And I know that sounds kind of out there and touchy-feely, but we really want to help you guys understand that finding your one path it's not really helpful for you to think about things so long-term. It mostly causes anxiety if you think too far ahead. So thinking about, okay, what's my process now? What's the next year look like? What does the year after that look like? What's my first job look like? Because although it's important, it's really it's just going to cause you a ton of stress if you try to make everything fit into this perfect long-term picture, okay? So another way to think about this, long-term goals in life, most of you can probably find something on here that is important to you or that you want to do someday. To do those things, you need money, skills, and experience, or some combination of those three. To get those things, you'll need to get a job. How to get a job, you need a strong network of people, and we'll talk about that in this class. You need your skills developed in your classes. You need skills developed through internships and other experiences. And then, of course, career services. We're here to help you with that, too. So our purpose is to educate you. So we're doing that hopefully with this class. We're here to create opportunities for you. So things like bringing employers in here, career fairs, meet and greets, job shadow program, creating a lot of ways for you to meet employers and for you to be introduced to people and exposure to different internships. And we're here to support you. We're here to be a sounding board. We're here to coach you through things. We're here to kind of help you through this process of figuring out what you want to do after you graduate or during your time here with internships. So our purpose is not to find a job for you. This is kind of not a common thing we hear, but we do hear it. So what I want you guys to think of us as is kind of like your academic advisors. You wouldn't ask them to go to class for you or to take a test for you or to actually get a grade for you. They're there to guide you and keep you on track and tell you, okay, this is what we recommend, but they can't actually get the degree for you. So think of us in that way. We're here to support you, help you with your resume, but we can't actually go on the interview. We can't actually get the job for you, okay? So in order to get the most out of this class, I'm going to ask that you have a bias to action. So what I mean by that is some people, when they have this big daunting task, like figuring out what the rest of their life looks like or just applying for internships, they start to freeze up. And they don't do anything, and they put it off, and they procrastinate, and they wait until later, and that's a common thing that we see, but that just causes more stress, right? So we want you to focus on taking small steps instead of staying in that frozen spot. Fail fast, fail often. This is the time to do it. Try stuff out. Try different clubs. Try different internships. If you think you want to major in marketing, then you do a marketing internship and you hate it. That's better to learn now than when you're graduating, right? So we want you to try things. Prototype. So you'll hear the word prototype a lot. And what that basically means is just trying different things and figuring out, okay, did I like that? Did I not like that? Do I see myself doing that long term? Do I not? So that's really how you're going to get the most out of your time here and at DU in general, and then later on in life too. I want to try to instill this in you that you'll carry with you. All right, so one of the handouts that you picked up is the course schedule. We've got our course overview today. We'll talk about LinkedIn next week, internships the week after that, then interviewing skills. You'll get to do a virtual mock interview, so that's fun. Navigating the recruiting process, taking some of the mystery out of that. We'll talk a lot about that. And then week 6, we have drop-ins. The rest of the weeks, we do not have class. So there's no final, no class for weeks 7 through 10. Assignments. End of week 3, we want you to have submitted your LinkedIn profile to Canvas. By the end of week 4, you should be checking to see if you've gotten feedback on it and if you need to make any changes before it's approved. End of week 5, we want you to have your video mock interview done so we can send it off so it can get feedback from alumni and employers. And then by the end of week 6, we ask that if you missed any class sessions, that you go back and watch the video of that class session and write a reflection on it. That will be your makeup assignment for missing class. And then we'll have drop-ins, like I said, week 6, if you need help getting assignments completed. Everything is due by the end of week 9. So try to have it done before that. If you're turning stuff in at the last minute, there's a good chance it's not going to get approved in time. So stay on top of this. Try to follow this outline. Okay, so this course is pass-fail. It's 0 credit. So we try to give you a lot of time in class to work on things. At the end of the quarter, your total percentage in the Canvas gradebook must read 99% or you will not pass. I know this doesn't fully make sense sometimes with the pass-fail idea, but the pass-fail really applies more to the actual assignments themselves. You have to do every assignment. You don't have to get an A on every assignment, if that makes sense. So you just have to pass each assignment, but you do have to have them all approved by the end of the quarter. If you've already done some of your requirements or you've already taken this class before, you should see those things transferred over. So the assignments that you've already done should make their way into your gradebook by the end of the quarter. But just to be safe, if you've taken this before and you think you have some things done, email me and I'll make sure that they get in there. So you still have to come to every class, but you don't have to do all the assignments over again if you've already had them approved. All right. I was absent from class yesterday. Did I miss anything? No, we just sat around and waited for you. So if anyone comes to me and says this, I'm probably going to point you to the syllabus. Everything is in there. Everything's on Canvas. And then you can watch the video of class to figure out what you missed. So there's really a lot of benefit to coming to class. Not only are you going to be meeting the employers, that's your chance to come and network with them, but we're going to be doing a lot of in-class exercises. So if you took the class before, it's not going to be the exact same thing. We're going to do some new exercises in class and talk about things in a slightly different way. So it's really important to try to be here in person. If you have an emergency, if you're sick, if you have like an athletic event, if you're an athlete, that type of thing, and you let me know in advance, that's okay. We will ask you to do the makeup assignment. So just know that piece of it. All right, attendance. Bring your student ID to check in at the end of class. So make sure you have it with you each week. If you're more than 10 minutes late, you will not be counted as present for that class session and you'll do the makeup assignment. So just keep in mind that 10 minutes thing, unless you tell me before that you have an appointment or something that you're going to be late. If you don't attend every class or don't do the makeup assignment, you won't pass the course. Okay, so communication and following instructions. That's how you're going to be successful in this class. Last year, we had about 20% of people fail 1099 and 2099. Not due to the fact that we grade things really difficult and we're really hard on you. We want you to do a good job, but it's mostly because people just didn't do things on time or they didn't know of the deadlines and they weren't looking at the Canvas page or whatever it might have been. So stay on top of things. We want to get you through this class. We want you to pass. I send out email reminders through Canvas every week, so turn on your notifications. There really should be no excuse not to know when things are due because I'm sending those emails. Ensure you're uploading everything to the correct Canvas page. And then always check your Canvas gradebook to see if you have missing assignments. If there's no grade or if it says incomplete, that's a problem, okay? That means you either need to make an adjustment there or do the assignment or talk to me and say, hey, I don't know why I have this incomplete. Can you tell me? All right, so to make an appointment with an academic advisor, you guys probably know this, but they're out in the halls here. That's through Pioneer Web. To make an appointment with one of us, you'll go through Pioneer Careers. And so it's me, Angie, Greg, Beth is someone that you could potentially meet with, and then Stephanie, if you're hospitality, she'll be back from maternity leave after this quarter. All right, office hours are by appointment only, but we will have drop-ins in here during week 6. And then lastly, so you have a tiny bit of homework today. It's like a 2-question quiz. So in Canvas, under the assignments tab, there's like a pre and post quiz assignment listed there. So just go to week 1, quiz 1, and it's a super quick survey to take. All right, so we're gonna have one person at the back door checking people out and one person down in front checking people out. So just get out your IDs, come scan in, and make sure you get counted for today, and I will see you all next week.